No, I even have the example of a payment service provider that has a license in the UK, PayFac license, and they support everything.
My internet died again.
It's an insta approval.
Yeah.
You go there, hey, I'm stealing money from the starving children in Namibia. Okay, I give you a payment gateway for that. They don't give a fuck.
How much you gonna process it?
And they have a license. And you know what? After 2-3 months, they will freeze your money and tell you, I'm sorry, the regulation told us to freeze your account, blah, 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 and you will never see your money again. And they have a license. There are some licensed entities that are worse than unlicensed entities.
For sure.
How do we deal with that kind of things when you are a merchant and you're looking for a payment service provider?
Yeah, no clue, man. We're not meddling in the money, and we're not giving aggregated accounts. So we're not participating in that race where we get
That's important.
funds in our hands, which needs a license, and we don't give aggregated accounts, which means we're lying.
Can you explain for the viewers what is an aggregate account?
An aggregated account is basically a shared account on a fixed MCC code, which means if you're selling crypto, it's not going to be that MCC code. If you're selling, I would imagine that in most cases it's going to be set to a low risk MCC code to get the highest approval rate. So gambling, crypto, adult would obtain a higher approval rate, but on the bank statement of people, it wouldn't say their company name. It would say something low risk, and you would
Even if
trick
you
the
are a
system.
casino or a drop shipper or whatever, if you sell vape, whatever, you in the bank statement of the people that pays in that payment gateway, it says like clothing store.
Yes, precisely, to obtain the higher approval rate across the line. Because for gambling, I get why they're doing it, because 7995 is so used now that every bank, every card
targeting.
issuer knows that it's gambling.
Would you say that if a solution offers you an aggregate account, that's a red flag?
Yes, always. I would say that there are aggregated accounts that can be done where it's the right MCC code, but I would say it's very uncommon because people do it. So they get your rolling reserve. They get your volumes because the acquirer that they use will then pay them for them to pay you. So when they fuck you over, they have the money.
So first red flag, they are offering you an aggregate account. An aggregate account, you don't have your own descriptor. It's the one that they set for you. So you don't have control.
Which also means you can't stop the chargebacks.
Okay. So if you receive a chargeback, you eat it. So what will be another red flag besides aggregate accounts?
I would say always look at the reviews wherever you can find them. If you can't find any, that's also a red flag.
We had one bad review once.
Yeah,
It was fake.
but he deleted it. Nah, you mean that one? Yeah.
Yeah, the Estonian.
I still think it's there though.
Is there?
I think that was weird
Yeah.
because we had no customers here in Estonia.
We have only one customer in Estonia.
No, we have two.
Two.
Organia and TSD.
Uh-huh. And one of them is our
Megatron 3, but it's not in them.
business partner. is a shareholder in the company.
And the other two
So
has
he
been-
won't give us a bad review.
And the other two has been with us for like 2 years, so I highly doubt it, and they're still with us.
Yeah, and somebody from Estonia gave us a bad review. I think it's a former employee that was
Bored.
annoyed or bored or something. I will say that a third red flag will be an acquirer that tells you immediately, yes. What's the volume?
But they usually
and don't ask you many questions.
they usually also ask for a high setup fee, and then sometimes I've seen some even lower the rolling reserve, which always is a red flag to me.
Yes. Rolling reserve it can be lower if you have a very good processing history.
Yes,
It can be 5%.
But it should be you asking for it, not them offering.
Not them. So easy, that's a red flag. Easy is always harder. When something is easy, for example, Stripe. Stripe is probably the biggest payment gateway, payment solution in the planet. I think that there is nothing easier than Stripe, but Stripe don't support all business models. If you have an adult website, for example, probably Stripe will close your account and held your money
Most likely.
per years. That's easy. Open a Stripe account, but at the end of the day, you will lose your money.
Well, lose and lose, you will have to wait for it. But yeah, I would say still one of the biggest brands you can ever be kicked out of. Then you could trust is Stripe.
Yeah.
You don't have to fear. But what I've seen they actually do is
It happened to me with PayPal. PayPal did the same to me. I had a PayPal account, personal PayPal account,
weird.
and I received, I don't know, 400 euros or something like that. And then they start asking me, where are those 400 euros coming from? What the fuck is for 400 euros that that my family sent me because I'm starving in Europe. I'm looking for a job. I was way many years ago.
times.
Yeah. And they said, no, I'm sorry. We're going to turn this transaction back. So they made a refund to
Stripe does that.
the payer. And I lost my money. Not only that, they issue like a penalty or fine of 25 euros. So my PayPal account was in minus 25 euros. I never paid them.
No.
Dude, they added me.
That's a fake
They
fee.
added me to the blacklist of debt collector. They added me to debt collection, and they kept calling me per month. And no, now the interest have grown. Now you owe us 450. And last time, they told me I owe them 2,000 euros, but they can settle in 500. And I told them to fuck off. I never paid that shit. I'm still
I've
still
done the
there
same.
because I changed my phone number, and that's the reason they stopped calling.
Yeah, that's a scam. That's a way to
I
scam.
think PayPal is sort of a scam, and that's the main reason I don't like PayPal at all.
I don't use it. I haven't
Nope.
used it since. I think the last time I used it was when I had a game, an online game. I haven't used it since. I don't like the way they work with.
Nope.
So I'd rather stay away. I always have that. If I don't trust them, I'm gone.
Yeah. Everything that is easy, that's a red flag.
Yes, for sure. I would also say everybody. I would not even say if you have shitty reviews as an acquirer is, or maybe as a PSP, yes, but as an acquirer, I don't think it's weird that you have
Acquiring
because
bad reviews.
Everybody who
are resentment.
all these shitty merchants that get kicked out. Sometimes it's not fair, but most of the times, some of the people I've seen leaving reviews is people we've seen,
Yes.
and they're shit,
Yes.
and they leave shitty reviews.
Yeah. For example, a merchant that comes and says, "Hey, no, this is my processing history. I have only 1% chargeback rates." Then we get them a merchant account, and it results that I don't know how he did. Those numbers were fake. He has a 7 or 8 or 10% chargeback rates. Then they get kicked out. Their money is gets held by the acquirer because the acquirer is expecting 6 months of 10% chargebacks, you know? So once those 6 months pass, then they release the money to the merchant.
Precisely.
What happened? That most of them, they go to Trustpilot or any other reviews website, and they leave a bad review
Yeah.
before
because
those 6 months pass.
They get pissed. I
They get
it.
this. Oh, yeah, they have 50,000 of my money, and they don't give it to me. They are scammers. Then they get their money,
One thing I saw,
and they never delete the review.
I had a case, but there was an aggregator. They kicked the person out. They kept 80,000. Then he left a bad review, and they said if you remove it, we'll start paying you.
Yeah, sure.
So he removed it, and he started getting some of it. But I think he only got
Aggregators
60 or 70% of it.
Aggregators are very fucked up. Doing business, the aggregator can, I don't know, legally steal your money. Legally.
We're trying to put some pillars, which is responsiveness, service, actually caring about our customers as that. And then the last pillar for us is knowledge. And that's what you get it with us, outside of the flexibility that a PSP can offer that an acquirer usually don't.
I will say not only that, I will say also that an acquirer will offer you a merchant account for payment processing. And in some cases, some weird cases, they can offer you an IBAN solution, so you can get a bank account with them to receive your settlements.
I've seen that there's some that actually offers only the IBAN if you have the payment processing, which I
Yes.
think is disgusting.
Yeah, I think it is. But a PSP, a payment service provider, can not only offer you one merchant account, can find you several merchant accounts so you can diversify your incomes, your pay-ins, can find you IBAN solutions, alternative payment methods, chargeback prevention systems, fraud prevention systems, tokenization, 3DS, external 3DS, among many other services that we offer here at Faster.co. But it's for real. I mean, not only us. I think every single
Everybody.
PSP.
Most have solutions. Some
Yeah.
have solutions we don't have. Some doesn't have what we have. I think in picking a PSP, you just need to go with the vibe.
And the money flow. The money doesn't pass through
if
us.
they say they pay you, then you
That's
should
a
be
red
scared.
flag. Yeah. The money flow is different if you work with a PSP. The processing bank, the acquirer, will pay you directly. The money never goes through us. So we cannot hold your money. We cannot freeze it. We can't do shit. Actually, we got to send you an invoice and you got to pay us and we got to trust you.
Yeah, precisely.
And that's an issue sometimes.
Has
But
Still is.
yes, but it is what it is.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We cover they necks.